This week on the Spike and Jones podcast.
Welcome to the Spike and Jones podcast. Today we're going to tackle those times in our lives when we were so sure we're right, only to be completely wrong. So I have confidence in saying this is going to be the best podcast ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Spike and Jones.
So did you get my request last night? Because I know you've been, as you always are, moderately distracted.
Yes.
But did you get my topic that I
did. I swear I was right, but I'm wrong. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you like that one?
That's butter. It's
okay.
Fucking bread and butter.
Because I got a good story.
Okay.
I'm not going to start with this because,
you're saving your capper.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, it's all I got.
You're going to play your whole card? Come on.
This is foreplay,
I'll give you one off the bat.
Okay. We're jumping right in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check 2, sibilance 3, 5, 9, 7, 8. So I'm going to pick up, we're going to my cousin's house. And we used to have a much better relationship with our cousins. It's my wife's first cousin and his family. Well, their marriage kind of went sideways, and they are getting a divorce, but have lived together for 4 years while their marriage goes sideways, and they're not together. They're living together with 2 kids. It's a freaking nightmare. God, I love them, but God, I couldn't imagine. We used to go there a lot more to my cousin's house,
right?
And we would come over and like, what do you want to eat? We'll pick up dinner. We'll bring it one night. They'll make the next, whatever. We used to meet like once a week. Go over there. It was great. Their kids was in between our 2 girls were their kids, okay. So they were little when Ryan was home, and they were bigger when Darby was little. And I'm going to pick up Tony Roma's ribs, right?
Oh.
There it is right now. I got paid to say that. I just made a nickel.
That would actually be great if there was a way just to instantaneously.
Look at that! I just made money.
Ding.
I'll tell you about. Remind me to tell you about the new system we had to learn about yesterday.
Okay.
Anyway, I call up the operator. Give me the number. Tony Roma's on blah blah blah.
I wanted to ding again.
I know. I turned it off.
That would be Spike's cell phone, by the way. If you hadn't figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta be reached. Operator says, I can't find a listing for that. I'm like, no, it's right there at blah, blah, blah. It's on Monday. Come on. I've been there 100 times. There's no listing. I'm like, man, how stupid are you? It's Tony. Oh, come on. Who is your boss around? What do you mean you can't find it? Yada, yada, blah, blah. No, I'll just go there. Yeah. I'm trying to call ahead and order my food. And I belittle this operator. I mean, just belittle this poor person. And I pull up, and it's a Thai restaurant now.
It's like the Hooters that used to exist in Linwood.
Right.
Long gone. Yeah, long
I think it's been 5 things since it was Hooters.
Yeah.
Every one of them. Why can't that corner make money? That whole shopping center's dead. It started with the cancer that was Circuit City, I guess, whatever
Linwood,
was in there.
It's
and
Linwood.
then, Sports Authority just tanked.
Right.
And now the little shops next to them are gone.
I mean, Almost 5 makes fun of that corner.
Right.
Almost Live. What am I saying? Almost Live.
Almost
5.
Almost 5.
I'm almost
That's
5.
a great show. That's a new show on at 4:45. It's almost 5.
Actually, it's an adult channel.
Yeah. Oh, gross. With Gropey the clown.
No, it's Kinko the kid loving clown. Remember that? If the kids would love me back, I'd never wear a frown.
What is that from?
It's a Dr. Demento song.
Oh my God.
From the late 70s, early 80s, and the line goes, "Kinko's in his Kinko car, pocket full of change, lots of dirty pictures and sticky candy canes."
Oh my God, man.
It's a Dr. Demento song. Yeah.
Gross.
Kinko the kid loving clown.
Anywho. Yeah, so I just berated this poor person.
Yeah.
And there was no make good. Mm-hmm. I couldn't apologize to this person who clearly deserved an apology.
Yeah.
Because I was just a dick to this operator. How stupid? How you can't even look up a number? Can't you spell Tony Roma's?
Right.
God, you people. What country are you calling me from? You said your name is Joe from Iowa, but I ain't buying that. Yada yada. Oh. So then I found out that I was just a dick.
You found out.
When I pulled up, I'm like, God, I'm a dick. Like being right would have made me any less of a dick.
Right.
For having been just a total ass to this person. Huh. Just trying to work a menial, just a rewardless job, you know, an unsatisfying, menial, redundant, monotonous is the word I'm looking for. Okay, so on the following Monday, I went on the air and publicly apologized to this operator.
Hopefully they would hear it.
Maybe they'll hear it. You know, if you're an operator,
probably in Atlanta.
If you're an operator on locally and you heard some idiot call for directions and belittle you because you were just, I'm so sorry.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Is this something that happens to you a lot? Do you find that whole foot in your mouth happens a lot? Because actually, really, that's what this topic is more. So it's not so much about you're oh so wrong as it is you're just like, oh, you're a freaking idiot at the wrong time.
I don't find myself, at least maybe I've just shielded those from my memory as a physical and mental defense system. I don't think I'm like all in and wrong that often. Mm-hmm. I'm smart enough to know when I'm not sure. Smart enough to know when I don't know.
Right.
I don't really, it's not to say I haven't been wrong.
But you got a mouth.
Yeah, have I got a mouth?
Right.
So
It's
I made
what
a
you
living.
do for a living. Right.
Right.
So having that mouth would certainly, I imagine, sometimes charge situations up.
There's a tattoo on my ass to prove that I've done this before. I made a statement on air once when Ken Griffey Jr. was first time a Mariner and was contemplating leaving our fair city. And this was before all the rumors of, he had an affair locally or something.
Right.
That's why
it was like 99, right?
Something like that. Yeah, that's why they had to move. His wife wouldn't be with him in this city anymore. Yada, yada. Okay, let's go home to Dad's hometown of Cincinnati. There's a nice family-friendly cover story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who knows if that's true or not. But I made went on air and I said, Griffey ain't never leaving this town. They're never going to trade Junior. He's Junior.
Right.
He's the greatest player in baseball on the face of the franchise. He's the only nice thing that's ever happened to the Mariners is Junior. Well, a month later, he's a Cincinnati Red.
Right. Similar to Ichiro. He's not going anywhere.
Except that Ichiro was, a Japanese star.
Right.
And Ichiro came here and gave us, 6-7 great seasons where
like
he was
11, dude.
Was here?
He was here a long time.
Was he really that long?
2000. Yeah, I think 2010, 2011. So his first season was 2001.
Okay, wow. I didn't realize it was here that long.
Yeah.
Boy, he's so small.
Yeah.
Anyway, I said, if Junior leaves, I'll get his new team's logo tattooed on my ass. Well, then, he left. And I didn't do anything about it. And for years, Bob called me a welcher. I welched on a bet.
Right.
And I'm like, look, first off, it wasn't a bet. It was a statement. It was a braggadocious statement. It was me running my mouth. I may not live up to my word, but to quit calling me a welcher, because where I come from, that's a serious offense. Being called a welcher on a bet is that's serious.
Right.
And he rode my ass for years on it. I mean, literally, it was probably 4 or 5 years after this happened that I hadn't got the tattoo done.
Okay.
And then we got it done on air. I brought a tattoo. I'm tired of hearing this. So you know what? I'm going to bring it. There will be a tattoo artist here on Friday morning. And we will do this on air in the studio. And I dropped trowel. We were on air, and this guy put a Cincinnati Reds Red C right on my ass.
It's on your right cheek, right?
It's on my right cheek.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
It'd been better if it was like the slutty lower back tattoo.
I wasn't going to do the Reds tramp stamp. I wasn't. No one was ever going to see this.
Yeah.
I could share this story upon my will, but I wasn't going to be able to.
You and all future lovers.
Yeah, well, it has never been seen.
That's awesome. Now I want to see it.
No, you do. You're not going to.
We're going to go on a roller coaster trip, and we're both going to sleep naked.
No. First off, I hate roller coasters.
Wait, what?
I hate them.
So that whole time when I'm telling you that story,
I can't stand
have
them.
No hope?
I can't stand them.
Do you get
Ill,
dizzy?
sick as shit.
Okay.
If doing a coaster is like throwing my day away, because I get queasy and I get motion sickness, and I just clench my teeth.
Like first ride, you're just
I'm white knuckled. I'm done
the whole day.
Yep, I'm done. I'm gone for the day. When my stomach turns, I can't get back.
Do you have vertigo?
I don't think so.
Wow.
I don't have any. I don't have agora. What's height?
Acrophobia.
Acrophobia. Yeah, not agora. It's acrophobia. I don't have acrophobia. I don't have vertigo. I do. I get a little seasick. I can't really sit in the back of a car. Can't read in a car.
What about taking what do you call it?
Dramamine
before
for a coaster?
Well, I mean, if it makes you sick, but not necessarily head sick, but gut sick?
Well, it makes me. I mean, I get a headache. I get queasy. I get lightheaded. I get nauseous on a coaster. And I've done them. I mean, I've done coasters. I'll do a coaster. I've done the California Adventure. That one.
Yeah.
That was fun. You know, I had a big rocket blast off and a big 360 loop and a nice drop, and it was okay.
Yeah.
And I've done like old wooden coasters.
But did you
over
get sick on it?
A little queasy. Not too bad, but a little bit.
So do you think it's more about the mental anticipation of it?
No, it's the sideways motion.
It's literally the motion.
It's the motion.
Okay.
And it's not the up and down so much, although the free falls tend to get my stomach, but it's the side to side.
Huh.
It's the curves. And I literally will just like gut it out.
Yeah.
And I'm on there just not enjoying a moment of it.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. And that's why I didn't say anything when you were high on coaster love, man. That's why I didn't bring it up.
That makes me sad though. 'Cause there's no future in it for us.
Well,
we can't go on a podcast tour and
a roller
and
coaster.
hit roller coasters.
No, we can do the
all right.
Tunnel of Love. That'll be fine.
Okay.
It'll be fun. We can go to get a steak sandwich somewhere. That'd be fun.
That's nice. You could take me to a real great Philly cheesesteak place. You know, I've buddies out in Pittsburgh, and you know we've gone to a couple places, but I still haven't been impressed yet with why people talk about.
Oh, it's a shit show. It's a greasy shit show of minute steaks,
you know,
paper thin minute steaks. It's just awful.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm still looking for the perfect piece of pizza.
And people put whiz on it, you know, cheese whiz, whatever.
Funky.
Whiz, fuck you, whiz.
So tell me
you
another
just whiz
story.
in my sandwich
I only got
one. Well, I mean, I've like,
I'm never wrong.
Yeah, okay. Until right now, because that moment right there is the one that got you.
Well, mine are all racist stories. I mean,
really?
Yeah. Well, you know, I grew up.
Well, wait a minute. You've been divorced. Is that your only story? Because if it's not, there's another one.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't want to talk about that.
That's fair. I'm just to make sure. Let's all start to realize that, you know, I mean, what's more, I'm so right about this than getting married.
Oh, man.
You know, I mean, you want to talk about being so right, but being so wrong.
Yeah.
That is, look up the word dictionary. That's the definition, buddy.
Yeah, well, there's things I can certainly talk about that I'm not going to talk about. But no, when I was talking about the racist thing, it's so much. It's more about ignorance. It wasn't racism.
Okay, no, I see that about the not those people.
Right. I grew up in a time where if you saw somebody do something, you just said it. I mean, nowadays everybody hides everything, every thought. You know, they're very cautious. They mince their words constantly. And back in the day, I'm telling you, I mean, I'm not going to name who. I think I've shared this story with you offline, but a family member of mine just flat out said, "Well, niggers. I mean, you got a problem with niggers." I mean, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And you know what I mean? Like, I don't even like to hear the word. You know what I mean? It makes me go, right? And but one time I was an idiot, and I was working at a video store, and we had this lady. I really liked her. She was just super cool and great and funny and interesting and same taste in movies. And long story short is I made this sort of snide sideways comment about Muslims. And her husband's a Muslim,
right?
And I didn't know it. And, and she goes, "Wow, foot in mouth."
Yeah,
you know. And then she quit about a week later, and I was like, crap.
I hope it wasn't because of me, but you know it was.
Of course it was, and you know what I mean. Granted, I mean it's not. I'm not. I mean, anybody who knows me knows virtually. I mean, I have the least amount of quote unquote white friends as anybody I know. All my friends are ethnic. They're all ethnic.
Wow.
And some of them are Muslim, and some of them are Hindu, and some of them are Christian, some of them are atheists. And I mean, it's just, but for whatever reason, I just said the stupid wrong thing at the wrong time, and I felt terrible about it.
Well, well, you know, that kind of poison is deep.
Yeah.
In everybody.
Yeah.
I'm racist as fuck.
Really?
Yeah. But
we just hold it down.
Well, no, I know it's wrong. You know, I was born in a city that was white with black pockets and the riots, and you didn't go in that neighborhood, and you know, you don't. I mean, I didn't see a black kid till I was in junior high.
Yeah.
And then I was bused to an all black school.
Yeah.
Where I was beaten up on regular occasions.
Because you were all of us in the wrong color?
We used to travel in little packs of white kids. We would literally, all the white kids would hang. I'm serious.
Like wolves.
We would hang across the street from the school until the first bell rang, and then we would all go in together.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See,
This was like 77?
Like. Yeah.
77, 78, somewhere in those years, right? 78, 7, 8, 9, those years.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, you know, this is America's bicentennial.
Yeah.
And Baltimore had desegregation policy where, lines were drawn on a map, and you went to that school now.
Think about that. That in itself is just crazy straws. Desegregation.
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up in a world that was transitional.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we saw the past.
Sure.
I mean, our grandparents spoke like that's the way it is.
That's the way it is. And you know what? There are pockets of America that want it back.
Yeah.
In fact, they voted for a guy, and you can.
Oh.
I'm not going to go there, but
it's
I'm not going to go there.
Kids.
Right? I mean, there's a part of this country that they want it back. That's that whole harkening back to the good old days. Good old days of 70% corporate tax rate. Is that really what you want?
Yeah.
Okay. Good old days of the social network being established and building a middle class through unions. That's what the good old days really was.
Yeah.
It's not what you think it is, because for what you're talking about, these are the good old days, and you want to go back to something that you're voting against every single time out.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy in Portland last week.
Oh,
he's a patriot yelling in court. Are you kidding me? You're exactly what a patriot isn't. You're exactly what's killing this country, trying to get your country back.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're not Native American, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's some people whose country it is.
Yeah.
I'm a invader.
Yeah.
We all are, man. And so, I mean, I've got horrible racist inside of me, but I know it's wrong. Probably my first go-to thought is the other.
Yeah. No.
But I've evolved.
Yeah.
So I shut it down.
Yeah.
And political correctness, that one drives me nuts. It's like it's a sign of weakness.
To be politically correct.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you hear.
I still say black. I hate the term African American because I'm not European American.
That's not, I get it, but that's just verbiage. That's not even politically correct.
Yeah.
Where you can't speak up because it hurts somebody's feelings.
Yeah.
Well, that's called fucking respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
And human decency and empathy. Those things are what. I mean, you talk about being so right, but so wrong.
Yeah, but the idea of empathy, dude. I mean, the idea of empathy to somebody who doesn't have a lot of empathy it's a weak. It's absolute weakness.
Well, yeah, I could see where they see it as a weakness.
Yeah, my uncle certainly feels that way. I mean, I love my uncle. He's awesome. He's super smart, super funny. He's just very combative, and he thinks the idea of being, like us, if you will, is extraordinarily weak. And dangerous to a country that wasn't raised, if you will, on weakness.
Well, and he's probably right.
Yeah.
Because if you want to charge for and make America great again at the expense of those who are not like you,
right?
Because that's what they don't want to make America great again. They want to make America white again.
Yeah.
The hat should say Mawa.
Yeah. So Kathy Griffith, she discovered.
Holy fuck!
She discovered when she thought something was right, and it was so clearly wrong.
Yeah, you know what though? She's making Ted Nugent relevant again, isn't she?
Yeah.
How many times have you seen that story in the last 48 hours? Yeah, but when Ted Nugent had a machine gun up on stage, and said Hillary Clinton should ride this, or he made overt threats.
I don't have any problems with her. I don't.
No, I mean that was a horrible. I saw the picture.
So stupid.
Well, I saw the picture and I'm like, that is just fucking wrong.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be locked up.
Yeah,
she shouldn't have her career destroyed.
No wonder she's definitely going to pay a penalty for it.
Oh, she's already lost everything
because she's made a choice to be a dumbass.
Well, I mean, here, Nate and I talked about this yesterday because this was recorded 2 days after.
It didn't bother me at all, by the way.
The picture?
All. Not at all.
Bothered the shit out of me. I'm
really?
like, that's wrong.
Yeah, it didn't bother me at all.
I'm like, really? I told Nate, and this would have been funny as shit. I said this on the air. She's a comedian, right?
Yeah.
Hold up a rubber ass and hold up you pulling his head out of it with shit covered it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Not a severed bloody head.
Yeah.
But I helped the president pull his head out of his own ass.
Yeah.
He's covered in brown shit.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Ha.
Even if it's not funny to you, it's funny to somebody.
You got your head up your ass.
But
that's
a
joke.
It's not funny.
Right. A beheading, that's not funny.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, we've all seen the pictures in the last 48 hours, right?
Yeah.
Of Obama hanging from this and burning on that. Right? How many Obama burning effigies do we see?
Yeah.
How many local town municipal parades had Obama in an electric chair or in a cage? In local town parades.
But see, those didn't bother
municipal
me
parades.
None of it bothers me because I figured this is my argument all over the web yesterday is just I get it. I think it's stupid. I don't like it. I don't approve of it. I don't need to look at it. And if you pay the penalty for it, it's because you made the choice to say it.
Well, yeah.
and so my whole thing is it doesn't bother me because I don't care. It just doesn't offend me. There are things I've seen that completely offend me, and they're usually based around religion because I'm a somewhat religious guy, right? And we've talked about it a lot,
right?
Like I don't like the idea of somebody mocking Jesus. That bothers me,
right?
But even then, I'd be like, well, I totally get it. Like what's his name? What the famous art piece, Piss Christ,
right?
Where the crucifix is dipped in urine. I'm like, okay, I don't need to see it. It actually doesn't offend me. I think it's stupid.
Right.
I feel sad for him,
right?
That it feels that way, if you will. But I don't give a crap. You want to be an idiot? Be an idiot.
Yeah, I guess I'm the same way about Kathy Griffin.
Yeah,
Griffith or Griffith?
Is it Griffith?
Griffith.
I'm pretty sure. Peter Griffin.
Yes. I just thought it was a shitty thing. I thought it was just a shitty thing to see. I'm like, that's fucked up.
Gory.
Like, that's fucked up.
I mean, it looked kind of real.
Yeah, it did.
Actually.
And Trump's all, my son Barron, my children, including my 11-year-old son Barron. I think Sasha Malia felt in there when they were 8 and 12 or 8 and 11.
Yeah.
To see their dad hanging all over the country.
And to be reminded that, by the way, you're black.
Right.
And you're stovepipe black.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That's what people say.
Yeah.
You're not high yellow.
Right.
You're stovepipe black.
Right. And here's Mr. He wasn't born here birther man.
Yeah.
Who's stoking those fires and legitimizing that shit. And he's offended. His son's offended. His son cried, thought it was real.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
so, you want me to tell a story?
Sure. Let's get on a happy thought.
Potbelly sandwiches. We got to have another potbelly sandwich.
You're not black. You're potbelly black.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was good. Good. You. Anyway, yesterday, prime example of when I'm wrong, I'm so wrong. And first of all, Tomoko, my wife who's listening to this, I adore you. And you are as close to perfect for me as I'm ever going to get. But, yeah.
When you say the word but, you have just delegitimized everything that came before it.
Yeah. I might just be thinking about her butt. I don't know.
Butt with two T's. My apologies.
Yeah.
And her butt, he said. Her butt.
Yeah. So.
Sorry, I'm talking about your wife's ass.
Well, we have that's great. We have an interesting relationship. It's not volatile at all. It's not. It has been. And when we first got married, things were tough for us. I think a lot of couples go through that, and we learned how to deal with our radical differences because we bring a lot of. I mean, I brought a lot of baggage. She brought a different kind of baggage.
Right.
We had cultural differences. We had to just discover and learn each other, and it took a long time. It wasn't just like, okay, she's cute. That's easy, but the other stuff really, really hard. But I am the guy. Partly probably from how I was programmed as a young man, and then going into the military where I became the black and white version of me, which is more intense already, right?
You think?
Which is no. The answer is just no, right? No. My kids would always ask me, Dad, can I no? And and they would fight back because, of course, I never ever gave them a chance to do what they wanted to do. It was always just no, shut them down. Never even maybe, just no, shut it down. So with my wife, when we get in, not so much arguments, but when she says, well, I thought about it, and I look at it and I go, nah, I don't like it. And that's it. I'm just done with it. And she's like, well, can't we talk about it? I'm like, no, I'm not interested. I just don't want to do it. I want to live there, whatever. And yesterday, she comes into the living room, and so we live out, so to color this, we live out in North Bend at the base of Mount Washington. We have 3 acres. We live on the river. We're blessed. It's pretty badass where we live. But we live in a mountain environment. So we have bears and rabbits. And, every day I drive home, I have to dodge a rabbit that's running across my driveway when I go home at night, right? And this means we have lots of animals in the vicinity, and we have 2 cats, and they like to run around and get dirty in whatever they're getting dirty in, right? They're cats, and the older they get, the more aggressive they've become in like getting out into the muck and the gunk and the junk, right? Coming home dirty and funky, and so yesterday we were gone for I don't know, a couple of hours in the evening with the kids, and we come home and the front door's open. We had left it open because our neighbors, it's just where we live, we can do this, and, just letting the cool air come in. And the house has this funky smell And I'm like, what is that? And it smells like cat piss. I'm like, God dang it. But it was the kind of thing it would waft in and waft out and go away. And then eventually it just went away. My wife, about 8 o'clock at night, we get the kids ready for bed, and we're sitting there on the couch, and she's like, what is that smell? And then we kind of tracked it to the ground in front of the couch, and it was like, and I got the nose, right? And I just kind of moved across the couch until I got to the smell, and it was like, oh, right here.
I found it.
Definitely right here. But there's no marks. There's nothing on the on the carpet. I'm like, did a cat? Because it smells like tuna fish. It smells like cat puke.
Okay.
But there's no residue or remnants or not even a circle of clear, you know what I mean? That whole thing. I'm like, I don't know what it is. So my wife, she goes and finishes the kids up, and I go in and I grab a whole bunch of stuff and I start scrubbing the floor, and I'm just and I put a towel down to kind of sop it all up. And I'm sitting there on the couch, and I'm all proud of myself because I've done this. My wife hasn't even asked me out, because earlier in the day I was like, yeah, you just smell it.
It'll go away.
You're smelling something, right? Yeah. And so I did it, and I sit down on the couch, and I'm like, I can still kind of smell it. And I'm like, in my head, why do I still smell it? But it's good enough. My wife comes out and she sits down and she goes, oh, you cleaned the spot. And I go, yeah. Like I'm waiting for praise. And she goes, oh, thanks. And we're watching a little bit of TV, and then more smell. She goes, it still smells. And I go, honey. And now I'm doing the whole I'm right guy thing. I cleaned it. It's good. It's already good, right? And she goes, no, it still smells. And I go. She goes, you should lift up the couch. And I go, I'm not going to lift up the fucking couch. I mean, I just start swearing right off the bat. I'm not going to lift up the couch. It's not going to happen. I just cleaned it up. Give me a freaking break, right? And I go, it's right there. And she's sitting there, and she's looking at me. And I look over, and I go, kids, get up. Kids, get up. Your mom is not going to give me a freaking break until I lift up the freaking couch
and find the dead what?
Yeah, and I go. Trust me. I literally said this. Trust me. There's not anything there. There's not going to be a fucking dead. Holy shit! And I lift it up. There's a dead mouse underneath the couch, and my wife cannot even fathom a dead anything, right? She can't. Like when she sees it, it's not chasing her. It's dead, but she cannot. It's instantly like the Antichrist has appeared in the living room, and she takes the kids and runs into the room and closes the door. And I'm holding the couch up. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Come here.
Yeah,
kick this thing over.
Yeah, get a paper towel,
rubber
and
glove
pick it up.
or something.
And she's like, no, and she's yelling at me, and she just goes in the room.
Great, then you hold the couch up.
Yeah. Well, she goes, stand it up on its end. You handle it. And I go, and literally, I'm saying this as she's walking away. Well, what do you do if I die? She's like, it's still there. I don't care. So I went and wrapped it with a paper towel and wrapped it inside of 3 bags and wrapped a beach bag and did it again, tossed it out in the garbage and cleaned it all up. And at that moment, I was like, hey, I have a topic for tomorrow.
Oh, is that
right? That's actually the moment I sent you the note saying, when you're really wrong. But it was literally like, there's no freaking dead animal. Holy crap. It was great.
We've all, we're so sure. But that one.
And I'm swearing at her.
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, I'm like being the worst version of me there is.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, baby. I love you so much. Spike loves you more than I do.
I don't even know you, and I love you after putting up with this clown.
Yeah.
This circus act.
In fact, keep going. We're gonna pull my wife in.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna call her.
Apologize to her on the podcast.
Yeah.
I like this. This is great.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, honey.
Hey, baby, how are you?
Good. I thought you were recording right now.
I am. I'm actually here with Spike right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I made him put his pants on. He says he always takes his pants off when he calls you. It was weird.
Are you... What?
Hello, it's nice to finally meet you.
Is it... What?
Will you quit?
Hi.
Hello, Spike.
Hello. How are you?
Good. It's hard to hear you guys. Am I loud enough?
It's a little better now. Are we any better?
My wife is like the most
My
technologically.
awesome iPhone is having a weird noise in the back.
Ah.
Well, that's because, honey, we have you on kind of a speaker version of it, and it's because we are wiring the phone in. So this is we've jerry rigged this so we could call you.
I hope you said something funny, but I didn't hear the word you just said to me. Just now.
Well, this is just awesome.
It's going to go great. This might not make the cut.
You guys sound like you're in the water, and I don't know if it's
Really?
my phone or my ears. I don't know. I was eating lots of bait.
I think it's our equipment that is making it sound so bad.
I wasn't ready for this.
Oh,
I understand.
That's the best part. that you weren't ready for this.
Yes.
Rob was telling me that
what's going on? You guys don't have anything to talk about. That's why you're calling me.
I love her. I love her very much. We were actually talking about when we were wrong, but we're so sure we were right. And Rob told me a story of how you made him find whatever was dead in your house, and he was just feeling very bad.
You were talking about the dead mouse?
We were.
Oh, I know what's going on. He wants to apologize.
Yes, he does.
Say sorry to me in person, so he's using you. I'm getting it.
That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah? Isn't that right? Like, I'm always right?
No, you're not, but you are cute, and I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry that I made you feel bad for smelling a dead animal underneath
And then
our
he
couch.
yelled at you too, didn't he?
Yeah, you told me to pick it up.
Oh, what a monster.
And you're laughing, but it wasn't funny.
No, I'm laughing at how he is sitting here shrinking right in front of me. He's trying to hide in his own chair. He's very sorry. I could tell.
Okay, that's so sweet of you, Spike. But he's using you.
Well, listen.
Okay, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm glad that you think it's funny.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
It's me that's laughing at you. Spike is here to support you, like a trampoline. You're just jumping right on top, and he's just holding you up and protecting you from the evil Rob.
Yeah.
That's what I said. What?
He's not gonna die.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Yes, I hope to finally meet you in person sometime soon.
I would like that too. Let's do that very soon.
Okay, that would be nice.
Okay. And Rob will bring you flowers tonight when he comes home.
Okay, that would be nice too, but necessary.
Yeah, but it'll help get rid of the dead mouse smell.
Okay.
Okay. Say goodbye to your wife, Rob.
Okay, goodbye to your wife, Rob. I love you. I love you, baby.
I know you do.
I love her.
So thanks to Tomoko for allowing us to put her on the air, even though she said we can't. I'm going to do it anyway.
I think she signed something somewhere that gives you the right to do whatever the hell you want, right?
Yeah, something like that. I am clearly her superior as a male.
Oh my God!
and as an American.
Well, here's the front.
And as a white man.
Here's the front half of "I was oh so right," but yeah. Well, that's funny. It's funny because we started talking about "I was oh so right," but I was oh so wrong, and it led into prejudice and white man syndrome.
Yeah.
Well, that is the root. That is white man syndrome in a nutshell, isn't it?
Yeah.
I am oh so right, but I am oh so wrong.
Yeah, most of the time. I mean, it's funny. Family Guy is really successful because Peter is an idiot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But the reality is Peter's pretty much us. We're pretty much Peter. And not to say at that level of idiocy. Right. The perpetual idiocy.
Of assumptive white superiority.
Right. But it's so true.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Look, you think?
It's so
God,
true.
it is so true.
And here I was just about to say, I don't know if I have any other stories. And it's not because I think I'm right all the time. I think I've deluded myself into thinking that, I pretty much got it wired.
Yeah, I got this
superiority.
as a white guy in America. I've pretty much got it going on. I mean, look at LeBron this week. Did you hear the LeBron story this week?
No, tell me.
So somebody tagged LeBron's house with a racial slur. His mansion.
Really?
Spray painted some nasty racial thing on his house.
Really?
And he's like, and LeBron's like, it's hard to be black in America, even when you're fucking LeBron James. Because, my kids get to see that on the side of my house.
Yeah, that is messed up.
I mean, that's.
Well, so when we lived in Snoqualmie before, we live in North Bend now, but we lived in Snoqualmie, and one year on Halloween, somebody egged our house. Mm-hmm. And even though that's sort of traditional thing that some kids will do, I felt really, really freaked out and violated. Really, truly.
Because you've got an Asian wife?
No,
just because you were vandalized.
Because we were vandalized,
right,
and I was actually seriously, truly nervous about it, but because it seemed, as I looked around the neighborhood, we were the only one. And then I thought, okay, is there a deeper reason here? And it wasn't so much about the Asian thing; it was about my kids and then wanting to protect them because it was quite a while ago. My kids were younger. My older kids were younger.
Oh, okay.
They were in their teens at the time. And I just remember thinking, like, this is, is this okay? Is there a deeper meaning to this, basically? So I overthought it. And again, I just overthought it.
Sure.
But it was freaky to me, and it didn't even include a racial slur. So I can't imagine what it feels like to come home and see, I don't know, dyed Jewish pig, if you will, on the side of my house. That would freak me out.
A freaking swastika or an M word. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, my wife and I joke constantly. We use racial slurs against each other all the time.
She did that call. Yeah. I'm your little obedient Japanese wife.
Yeah. We have this sort of joke. In fact, one of our friends for our wedding announcements actually used those slurs in a fake wedding announcement, and then gave us the only copy she made of it. Which, I would have loved to have actually mailed it out to everybody.
Yeah, but that's kind of thing can never get out.
Right.
That's kind of.
But it's great.
Why do you keep that?
It's funny. I mean, I have it at home. I was just looking at it the other day. But yeah, it is a strange saying, and I never actually experienced racism until I went to Japan, and then I saw quite a bit of it. So against you being a tall white guy? Yeah, basically. Yeah. Well, the stereotypes of everything. Everything. All the stereotypes we have of, if you will, black people, especially like the sexual prowess, if you will, occurs with the Japanese towards whites. They think the same thing. They do the whole thing. Oh, Japanese man. Oh, American man. All the things where I'm not saying that I don't have to say, they think. And it's really intriguing. If my wife is on the bus with the kids, let's just say she's on the bus with the kids by herself, they hold her accountable to what I would call Japanese standards, right? That means the kids are seen and not heard. Everybody's to be very prim and proper and quiet. And they will be super harsh to her. They will treat her, they will very much disrespect her because she's a woman with 3 obnoxious little kids. But if I'm on the bus with her and those 3 kids, not only will they not say anything, but they're afraid of me. I mean, they're flat out afraid of me. They're subservient to me because they think I am dangerous. It's really something. And I'd never experienced that until... first time going to Japan, going, holy crap, this is how it feels, and then experience it many, many times over the years.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a white guy in Japan. I'm never going to fit in. I'm going to be a guy who, even if I spoke perfect Nihongo, I'll always be Gaijin. I will always be the white guy. Oh, he's the white guy, that lives over in Sakaset I-5. You know what I mean? I'm never going to be... even Jones-san, I'm going to be, Shiro-san, which means white.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. It's weird. It's weird.
It is. But you felt something that we talked about how what LeBron went through and the prejudices that I've got baked into my cake.
Yeah.
Because I'll never know what it's like to have everybody look at you and wonder, or look at you and predisposition to you, or preconception about you that you're going to do something wrong. You can't be trusted. You got to be watched.
Yeah.
You see stories of these celebrities that go into stores and get watched by security.
Yeah.
Black celebrities who are worth millions.
Yep.
And they're going to be. They think you're going to shop because you're black. Fuck.
That's true.
But as I've confessed to earlier, my first thought isn't always that. But I've had those thoughts in there. That's how I was brought up. Mm-hmm. But I've, you not just suppress them, you dismiss them.
Well, and you hope too. There's a weird hope that they're not true. And what I mean by that is for example, I shared this on a podcast maybe a couple of weeks ago when I was walking through downtown Portland with a friend of mine. I had that $20 bill in my pocket, mm-hmm. and we were walking down the street in a fairly safe neighborhood, and about 5 young black men came towards me, mm-hmm. and I remember thinking, "Uh-oh." I just
right.
Well, and part of it was the fact that there was 5 of them.
Right,
there was
5 white guys with
us.
Probably giving the same willies.
Yeah, maybe.
But not quite as deeply.
Yeah, but a different kind of kind of thing. And sure enough, they did that whole, hey, what do you got in your pocket? And I was like, oh, crap. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to get beat up here.
Yeah.
And I didn't, but it's hard to dismiss the stereotype, at least in the States. I was thinking about this the other day that you notice overseas, and when I say overseas, I'm thinking actually Europe. You notice in, say, London, for example, you'll see a lot of mixed marriage couples, mm-hmm. a lot. And there's never the whole sort of, maybe there is a little bit, I don't know because I don't live in London, but there seems to be a lot more acceptance towards that, where here in the States, there's always that, we call them blended families.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We just hope it works out for you and his tremendously large penis. You know what I mean?
I do,
but
yeah.
They do that stereotype of everything.
Right.
Yeah. And they do the same again in Japan. I mean,
wow.
I'm going to embarrass my wife here, but I have to tell this. Her mother told her ahead of time before we got married. She's like, well, do you think it'll fit? No, I've never said this out loud. I'll probably have to cut this out because but she actually said that to my wife. I mean, my wife told me, she goes, my mom said, will you be able to do it? And I was like, like I don't know how to answer this. So what's great about it though, and I love this to this day. What's great about it is that I know they think that. It's so great. Like I love walking in and going, yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah. You know what? I give it to your daughter.
You are not putting this in.
So anyway, I don't know what else to say.
Okay. We've all this. I don't know if it devolved into a story about racism and prejudice, and But I guess that's funny because that's probably the most common. And I was right, but boy, was I wrong. I mean,
yeah.
We all make mistakes and we all dig our heels in and stuff. I mean, you get blindsided. You know the story of I got blindsided in my career.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just so right, but so wrong.
Yeah.
About that. So I guess it comes in many forms.
Yeah.
I was so right, but so wrong. I mean, like you said, every divorce that's ever happened is testament to I was so right, but so wrong.
Yeah.
I hope I never have that moment where it hurts other people. That's the one that's like when you make assumptions about somebody else and to their detriment. It's okay if I take a little shame bath, if I've got a mouthful of shoe leather, that happens.
Yeah.
But if you assume that you're so confident in your ignorance and your misconception that you do harm either emotionally or even physically to others, that's what would suck. Yeah. I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah, the idea of distressing somebody.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever, owned my ignorance to the point of actually harming someone else. I hope it's always been self-inflicted wounds when that happens.
Yeah, I would like to think that that's the case. I think I'm so loud and I don't know, boisterous and
Yeah.
and maybe blind to my own ambition and thoughts that I'm sure there's many times I've offended.
Oh, I guarantee you, we're both sitting here. If our little Jiminy Cricket on our shoulder was like, well, what about the time? Yeah, what about the time? Yeah, what about the time? Yeah, what about the time?
I'm going to remember them all when I'm driving home.
Yeah, well, that's the case. Maybe next week we'll recap a couple of minutes of guess what I forgot to tell you.
Yeah, that's probably good. Yeah, we do have to actually run it really short today, but I would like to end on a really kind of cool positive note if I can.
Sure.
So my son, when he was 8, we lived in West Seattle, and he had a number of friends. He was a sports kid. He played baseball and was starting to get into football and a few other things. And West Seattle is a fairly decent melting pot of culture and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so this is my my oldest son, who's 28 now. So 20 years ago, he comes home one day. And he says, "Hey, Dad, can I tell you about my friend?" And I said, "Sure." He goes, "His name is James, and he's just really cool. And man, he can run so fast, Dad. And I was playing football with him and throwing the football to him. And I mean, I couldn't throw it as far as he could run, right? Like he would, throw it, and James would outrun the football because he was just so fast." And so he was just so enamored with this kid.
Yeah.
And he just described him in these extraordinary ways. It was always just, he was funny and he makes me laugh. And can I have him over for a sleepover? And this is like one of the few times I said yes, right? I'm always saying no.
Yeah.
I go, "Okay, Zach, yeah, sure." So Saturday night comes, and his mom opens the door, and she's maybe, I don't know, 30 years old, Caucasian, the whole thing, and then in walks James, little mixed kid, right? And it's obviously not hard to put two and two together. Her husband is a black-skinned man, dark-skinned man. And but it was the fact that my son never ever saw that color and never used it as a descriptive.
Right.
He just talked about James being cool and funny and interesting and fast and all these things, that it gave me so much hope that not to knock my grandparents because they grew up where they grew up and when they grew up, but I do love the idea that we hopefully are passing it down to the generation behind us. Yeah. That they'll have their own things. Right. But if we can dilute it enough where they stop addressing people first as, the black guy. Right. Right. Where they go right to a talent or a skill or how cool he is. Right. And maybe the descriptive comes in 6th or 7th down the list. Right. We can get it out of our system. Yeah.
That's great.
I like that.
I agree. You're lucky, though. I mean, I thought you were going to say, he's my friend James. He's fast. He can throw and he runs. We play and James was over and there's a 43-year-old guy standing there. How you doing? I'm James.